What are phrasal verbs? Now, phrasal verb is actually a phrase. It consists of a main verb and one or more particles. Now, these particles can either be a preposition or an adverb. Let's take a look at a few examples of phrasal verbs with one particle. For example, turn down, come across, or run into. If you take phrasal verbs with two particles, they can be put up with, look forward to, or look up to. Let's talk about a few characteristics of phrasal verbs. The first one is they are kind of hard to recognize. Now we know that a phrasal verb consists of a main verb and one or more particles. That particle can be a preposition or an adverb. But when a preposition or an adverb is added to a verb, it becomes a part of that verb. It becomes a part of that phrasal verb. It's not just that preposition or adverb anymore. It becomes a part of the phrasal verb. For example, they ran up the hill. They ran up the hill. Now ran is the verb here and up the hill is the object. But it actually signifies that they ran towards a direction. They ran up the hill. But if you say they ran up the bill, for example, I went to a restaurant with my friends and they ran up the bill. Now when you say they ran up the bill, it means they greatly increased the bill. They increased the bill drastically. Now that's a phrasal verb. The second characteristics of phrasal verb is that sometimes they have multiple meanings. For example, if we take the word breakdown. Now breakdown means when something stops working. For example, my car broke down on the way here. My car broke down on the way here. Now it means my car stopped working. But breakdown can also mean to fail. For example, their marriage broke down 2 years ago. Their marriage broke down 2 years ago. It means that their marriage failed 2 years ago. Now the phrasal verb break down can also be used in case someone's health goes bad. For example, his health broke down under pressure. His health broke down under pressure. Now you might have come across this word nervous breakdown. Well, that's the word. Breakdown can also be used in case of losing control of your feelings. You know, when someone starts panicking or suddenly starts crying. For example, she broke down in tears as she spoke about the accident. She broke down in tears as she spoke about the accident. Now, breakdown can also be used in case of chemical reactions. For example, some chemical is broken down into parts to be analyzed or something. In simple words, you can say that the food we eat is usually broken down into smaller parts so that they can get digested well. Now from this you can figure that a phrasal verb can have multiple meanings. The next characteristics of phrasal verbs is that they can get really confusing sometimes. Sometimes they have the same main verb. Let's take a few examples. For example, come in when you're asking someone to get inside. You can also say come out. You're asking someone to get out of some place. When you say come up, it means that you are on a higher position or something and you're asking someone to come up. When you say come back, it's actually the phrasal verb of return. So you can replace return with come back. Now when you say come down with, it means that probably you are not feeling well. Maybe you feel like you are going to have a fever or something. In that case, you will be saying, I think I'm coming down with a fever, or I think I'm coming down with something. Also, sometimes you can have the same particle with different verbs. For example, when you say come on, basically you are asking someone to hurry up. If you say take on, it means that you probably took on a task or something and it's your responsibility now to finish it. Or when you say put on, it means to put something on a person. It could be a piece of clothing or a bit of makeup. The next characteristics of phrasal verbs is that sometimes they are idiomatic. That is, sometimes they are idiom-like. You know, with idioms, usually the meaning of the combination of words is different from the meaning of the idiom itself. And it's just the same with phrasal verbs too. Sometimes they mean exactly what they say and they are easy to understand. But most times you can't understand the meaning of a phrasal verb just from the words used. For example, if I say, can you fill up my coffee? Can you fill up my coffee? Now it's pretty easy to understand. Fill up, if you say it's a phrasal verb, it's still easy to understand even if you have never come across this word before. But if I say, I think I'm going to give up. I think I'm going to give up. Now give up is the phrasal verb here, and if you have never come across this word before, you wouldn't be able to understand what it means. It actually means to stop trying, to not try anymore. Now the last thing I have to say about phrasal verbs is that the grammar with phrasal verbs is tricky. Sometimes they are separable and sometimes they are inseparable. That is, you can use an object in between the verb and the particle, and sometimes you can't. Now the phrasal verbs are usually separable if they are transitive. That is, if they are followed by a direct object, and that direct object has to be either a noun or a pronoun. If it's a noun, you can use the phrasal verbs together and separately. But if it's a pronoun, you have to use them separately. For example, if I say, I looked up the definition in my book. I looked up the definition in my book. Now the definition is the noun here and it is the direct object of the verb looked up. Now you can also say it like, I looked the definition up in my book. I looked the definition up in my book. Now, just because the definition is a noun, it can be used both ways. But let's say I replace it with a pronoun. Let's replace it with it. I looked it up in my book. I looked it up in my book. You can't say I looked up it in my book. Now, just because I replace the noun with a pronoun, the phrasal verb has to be used separately. But if the phrasal verb is intransitive, that is, it doesn't have a direct object, then you can't use them separately. You have to use them together. For example, they broke off 2 years ago. They broke off 2 years ago. Now this sentence is absolutely correct. But if you say they broke 2 years ago off, that would be incorrect. You can't say it like this. I mean, it sounds wrong. Let's take another example. Let's say they turned my offer down. They turned my offer down. I can also say it like they turned down my offer. They turned down my offer. But if I replace that word, my offer by it, it will be like they turned it down. They turned it down. Now, if I say they turned down it, that would be wrong. That's not how you say it. But just like every rule, this one has exceptions too. Some phrasal verbs, even though they are followed by direct objects, they cannot be used separately. They have to be used together. For example, he was looking after the dog. He was looking after the dog. Now the words look after have to be used together. You can't say he is looking the dog after. That would be wrong. Let's take another example. If you say she ran out of gas. She ran out of gas. Now you can't say she ran out gas off. That would be wrong. In fact, let's take another example. Let's say she was waiting for me. She was waiting for me. Now me is a pronoun, but you can't say it like she was waiting me for. You can't say it like this. This is wrong. All of this is quite confusing. In fact, while preparing for this video, that's the same thing I was telling myself. While watching this video, you must be asking yourself, do I really need to learn phrasal verbs? And I totally understand why, but the answer is yes, you need to learn phrasal verbs. Because phrasal verbs are used in informal English, that is in spoken English. Now, native speakers use phrasal verbs all the time because the components of phrasal verbs are simple and easy to use. Also, one phrasal verb can have multiple meanings, and that's exactly why they can be used with multiple senses. This is actually something that implies the versatility of phrasal verbs, but at the same time, it poses a challenge for the non-native speakers. Now, phrasal verbs, like I said, are always used in informal English, that is the spoken English, and usually in written English the one word alternative of phrasal verbs are used. We will take a look at a couple of examples so you understand that better, but you need to know that written English or formal English do not usually use phrasal verbs. they use the one word alternatives and they sound professional. So if you want to be a fluent English speaker, you need to learn phrasal verbs, because this will not only help you understand other people better, but you will be able to express yourself better, and other people will be able to understand you. So let's take a look at a couple of examples so you have a better idea how phrasal verbs influence spoken English and are not really much useful when it comes to written English. Now let's think of a situation. Let's say you are talking to your colleague, or he could be a superior. So you are not really friends with them yet and you don't want to sound informal. So you would be saying something like, we could dine in a restaurant tonight. We could dine in a restaurant tonight. But let's say it was one of your friends. How would you be saying it then? You would be saying something like, we could go out for dinner tonight. We could go out for dinner tonight. Now go out is the phrasal verb here, and you can clearly see the distinction between the two sentences and find out which one is more formal and which one is informal. Now both of these sentences could be said, but mostly it depends on the intent of the speaker. It depends on what environment you are surrounded by. Let's take a look at another example. Let's say you are in a presentation and you are presenting some case file of yours. Let's say you said the tonsils of the patient were removed. The tonsils of the patient were removed. Now this sounds very professional, very specific, but if you had said the tonsils of the patient were taken out, the tonsils of the patient were taken out. Now I understand there is not much difference here. But again, like I said, it all depends on the intent of the speaker, what relationship the speaker has with the audience, and basically the environment the speaker is in. Now let's take a better example, to give you a better idea. Let's say you are with your friends group and your friends are talking about something, but you want them to stop talking. So how would you tell them to stop talking? Would you please desist from talking? Will you tell them that? You wouldn't say that, right? Rather, you'd just tell them that, would you please shut up? Would you please shut up? Now, from both these sentences, you can clearly see which one is more informal and which one is rather formal. In fact, it's something that people, even in formal settings, don't usually say. But you get the idea, right? Okay, so that's about it, guys. I intended to make this video as an introduction to phrasal verbs and get you familiar with some of the characteristics of phrasal verbs. Now, I understand that everything has rules and it's important to learn the rules. That's exactly why I made this video. But I suggest that you try and learn phrasal verbs by practicing those words only. Because like every rule, these two have exceptions, and you can't just mug up all the rules and mug up all the exceptions. In fact, it would be better if you learned the words themselves and how to use them in sentences, how to use them while saying or speaking about something. That would be better and more useful to you, and that will help you be more fluent while communicating in English. Of course, we will be talking about phrasal verbs in the upcoming videos and practice them a lot more, because these are really important when it comes to spoken English. So if you like this video, give it a like and subscribe to my channel, guys. That would be amazing. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. It's, I think, gonna be pretty long. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one.